A picture-perfect Sunday afternoon in Coney Island to wrap up Week 6 in the Gamebridge Super League. Hello and a very warm welcome into a sun-soaked Maimonides Park. Alongside Nikki Haynes, I'm Dre Cordero, thrilled to have you with us for Brooklyn FC against Fort Lauderdale United. Now, Brooklyn back on home turf after back-to-back road games, the latest a 2-all draw with DC Power in the nation's capital.
Brooklyn has had a slow start in their first few games, and this was just another example with Power coming up 2-0 before half. We saw Brooklyn fight back to tie it up in the end. This is some positive progress for them after trailing 3 of their 5 last games and not being able to get on the scoreboard.
Well, for Brooklyn, 5 goals in 5 games coming in, only 2 of which have come from strikers, plenty of productivity from the back line.
Scarpelli and Hill actually leading the team in shots from that defensive line with 6 each. They had 5 goals so far, and 3 of those have either been finished or assisted from their back line.
Well, meanwhile, no team in better form than Fort Lauderdale coming into this weekend. One of 3 remaining unbeaten sides, and the only one coming in off back-to-back wins.
Fort Lauderdale United with 2 wins their last 2 matches, followed by a 14-day break prior to today's game, which is not always ideal for a team flying on good momentum. With that, we're looking forward to seeing how their prep has been over the last 2 weeks in order to build on their recent success.
Yeah, that last win, 4-1 over leaders Dallas, marking the biggest margin of victory in club history, and a breakout match for Kelly Van Treek, who is our player to watch.
Van Treek is a dynamic attacking midfielder for Fort Lauderdale United with a brace in the last match. She's super composed in the ball and has a pretty dangerous shot from that distance. She currently leads the team in shots with 7 and also had an assist to Locklear in the season opener, showing good versatility as an attacker.
A couple of goals and an assist for Kelly Van Treek, part of that forward line with Locklear and Jasmine Hamid. Nearly time for kickoff in Coney Island. We will step aside for a quick break. We'll get you team news, lineups, and the opening half on the other side. Stay with us. It's Brooklyn against Fort Lauderdale next.
Clark, amazing at assists. Gamebridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gamebridge, great at assists for your savings.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Hearts. No 2 beat the same. So we built a team of the best heart surgeons, pioneers of the most modern techniques, who always find the one approach that's best for you. But while each surgery is unique, the outcome is the same: the highest success rates. NYU Langone Health.
Welcome back to Maimonides Park in Brooklyn. Game 1 of a 4-game homestand for Brooklyn FC as they welcome in unbeaten Fort Lauderdale United, and the first of 3 straight road games for United. Here's a look at the starting lineup. 2 changes for Brooklyn from that 2-all draw in DC, with Hope Breslin and Rebecca Cook back in the 11, sending Williams and Scarps to the bench.
Cook here back in that starting lineup after a dramatic equalizer last game from coming off the bench in the second half.
You want to look at the 11 for Fort Lauderdale. Just 1 change from the 4-1 win over Dallas Trinity. Taylor Smith was suspended. She's back, replacing Daria Rajai in the midfield.
We're looking forward to seeing how Smith and the Bet work together, as it'll be their first time on the pitch together in an official match.
Still no Bree Norris missing a second straight match for Brooklyn. Catherine Zimmerman will also sit out, and Leveni Vaca absent for Fort Lauderdale in this game. Here's a look at the head coach for Brooklyn FC, Tomas Tengarina. He took over 18 days before their season opener. Still very much a work in progress with 13 new players brought in from Europe and Australia into this Brooklyn side. They are trying to put it all together and trying to claim a big scalp against the informed team led by Ali Rogers. Today, officially, her first match as head coach of Fort Lauderdale United. Unofficially, it's a role she's been in since the preseason, well acquainted with her squad. And they were just hitting their stride before this 2-week break, back-to-back victories. They've been off for 14 days and now looking to pick up where they left off. Another win for Fort Lauderdale would make it 3 straight and would propel them to the top of the Gamebridge Super League standings. That is a look at Fort Lauderdale in the white. This, by the way, the 5th all-time meeting between Brooklyn and Fort Lauderdale. They faced off 4 times last season. All 4 times, the visiting side took all 3 points. Kelsey Dougherty is in goal as she's replacing Bree Norris for a second straight game. 7 saves last time out. And that 2-all draw, battling back from 2 goals down. Brooklyn hoping to pick up what would be their first victory since that season opening win. They won the opener 2-1 over Tampa Bay, the defending champions. They have since gone winless in 4 straight, a couple of draws, a couple of defeats. And they've had 10 days to prepare for this match as well. Jacqueline Metz is the head official. All eyes on her with the cards and the whistle. Jeremy Smith and Amilcar Sigaju will run the lines. Amelia Greytak is the 4th official. No filter needed on a gorgeous day in Coney Island. A sun-soaked stadium ready for kickoff on a Sunday afternoon. It is Brooklyn in the all-black getting ready to kick us off. Moving from right to left on your screen. Fresh legs on both sides of this Sunday fixture. It's been 10 days since Brooklyn's 2-all draw away to DC. It's been 2 weeks since Fort Lauderdale were in action, a 4-1 win over Dallas. And now both looking to extend unbeaten streaks of sorts. This is trouble for Rebecca Cook, one of the 2 changes in the 11. And she's gone down early. Alongside Nikki Hames, I'm Dre Cordero. Thanks for joining us for Week 6 in the Gamebridge Super League. It was Rebecca Cook who scored that dramatic equalizer 10 minutes from time last time out, and shaken up early as she makes her return to the starting 11. Maybe on the nose?
Yeah, I don't know. That was caught her by surprise for sure.
Well, both sides looking to extend unbeaten streaks of sorts. Brooklyn unbeaten at home, a win and a draw here against Tampa Bay and Dallas respectively. While for Fort Lauderdale, they're unbeaten in 4 to start the season. That 4-1 win, last time out, their biggest margin of victory in club history. This will be a throw for Brooklyn as Cook checks back into the game. Three unbeaten teams remain in the Gamebridge Super League. Fort Lauderdale are 1, the other 2, Lexington and DC Power, have yet to suffer a first defeat. Kelsey Hill. From wide by Barbieri. Able to get there is Garciano, who keeps it in play and runs out of real estate. Goal kick for Bellahara and goal for Fort Lauderdale. Mentioned officially the debut of Ali Rogers. Tyrone Mears, the previous coach, has been elevated to president of soccer operations with both the men and the women's team. And Rogers, who has been unofficially leading the side throughout the season, promoted to head coach, and today officially her debut. But the WhatsApp messages have been coming in since early in the season, congratulating her for the head coaching position. Rolled back by Shania Gordon, all the way back to Hara. United will play out of the back. Pressure applied by Garziano. Hansbrough. Just 5 goals for Brooklyn coming into this game. 3 of those scored by defenders on this season. Our production call with Thomas Tingarinha ahead of this contest. He was unhappy with the quality of their play so far, but mentioned a lot of new pieces, a new coach that took over just less than 3 weeks before opening day. And very much a work in progress for this Brooklyn side. Dougherty. I'm loving rolling it back. Just getting the pass off, and a foul whistled against Fort Lauderdale. Free kick for Brooklyn from their own half. Ten goals scored in 4 games for Fort Lauderdale United on this season. It's second most of anyone, but in terms of goals per game, it's best in the league. Bet. And Mekki not allowed to turn, and it was turned over. A chance to counter now for Brooklyn. Here's Hill under pressure and given away. Short pitch to counter now for Fort Lauderdale. That's expertly done by Barbieri. Check that it was Hope Wrestling who scrambled back to break up the play. Van Treek. It's Kelly Van Treek on this near side, fresh off of her 2-goal performance last time out in that 4-1 win over Dallas. It's Gordon to put it back in play. Van Treek trying to cut it inside. Lewis under pressure. It's good pressure provided by Fort Lauderdale to win it back in opposition territory.
Yeah, good little double there by Fort Lauderdale.
Once more, it's Gordon. Here's Van Treek. Just running out of room. She was ushered back there by Breslin. Long ball forward by Thompson. Elena, who could not bring it under her spell. Taylor Smith making her return from suspension. Labette. Van Treek able to keep it in play. Turned over to Breslin. Now Lewis. Patience in a deliberate build-up out of the back by Fort Lauderdale, now forced to play it long, raffled into the middle. Good spell of pressure from Brooklyn. That's strong on the ball from Jasmine Hamid, who's tripped up from behind, and this will be a promising free kick opportunity from outside the 18 as Kiara Locklear, her top scorer for Fort Lauderdale, is brought down outside the box.
Good battle. She drives forward. Kind of gets tripped up a little bit there, but hey, she went down. She got her foul.
Alicia Barbieri, one of the newcomers for Brooklyn, the guilty party. First yellow card of the game is for Alicia Barbieri, her first of the season. Here then is Stella Niamiki, calibrating from just outside the 18. 5 on the wall for Kelsey Dougherty. Niamiki goes for goal and sneaks it in. What an opener for Fort Lauderdale. First goal of the season for Niameki, and it's been worth the wait. Stellar from Stella.
Beautiful upper 90 placement. Great power, great placement. Fantastic shot. Good way to open up the game.
Well, the first real sight of goal that either team has had. And Stella Niameki puts it away, the Ghana international, giving Fort Lauderdale the 1-0 lead. Just 9 minutes gone. And this has been a troubling trend for Brooklyn this season. They find themselves down early. Both of their defeats, it was only that last match against DC Power where they battled back from a 2-0 deficit, but this is a troubling trend.
It is. We've seen them down quite a few, but they've actually, after last match, it looks like they're pressing hard, not giving up, so hopefully that's positive progress for them.
Ventry in a more central position now, spraying it wide and just beyond the reach of Hamid. Kelly Van Treek, who's popping up in all sorts of places, jumped into the passing lane there. Milena is tripped up from behind, and that'll be a free kick for Brooklyn. It's a Fort Lauderdale side that are growing into this early season. They started the campaign with back-to-back draws. Coming into this game, their first 2 victories and picking up just where they left off. It's lovely feet. Kept alive by Lewis. And ultimately turned over. It's Van Treek who's taking it back. Captain Gordon. Locklear on the near side. Early cross she was looking for Shania Gordon. It's touched out by Breslin and will be the first corner kick of the match for Fort Lauderdale.
A little bit of a miss hit there. I don't know if that's quite what she wanted. I think she wanted to lift that, but at least she got herself a corner.
So the first dead ball opportunity for Fort Lauderdale found the back of the net. Here comes the second. Outswinger, back post, met by Hamid, and no trouble for Dougherty in goal. Went back to the goal. She had the perfect angle to have a strike on target, didn't she, Niameki? And closing out this week 6 in the Gamebridge Super League, a goal of the week contender to give Fort Lauderdale the lead. Locklear trying to lay it off. Van Treek on the near side, ball doesn't get there. Good pressure once more from Van Treek, trying to win it back, and she has picked the pocket of Lewis. Still Van Treek. Smith. Somehow that ball stayed in for Ansborough. Here's Laurel Ansborough. More direct approach this time over the top, looking for Van Treek. Shania Gordon was also giving chase. And there's more of that pressure as this will lead to a goal kick for Brooklyn. Well, Select is the official match ball of the Gamebridge Super League and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. You never know, Nikki, when the team takes 2 weeks off, riding the high point of the season, just how they'll come back, whether a little bit of rust will show, whether you lose some of that momentum. But this looks very much like the Fort Lauderdale side that we saw before this 14-day break for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think before that 14-day break, they had 2 games where they were connecting the ball really well, moving it. Here, they're definitely pressing high, which has caused trouble for Brooklyn, but I want to see a little bit more connection between them. To see if I can lead them to more efficient goals in the attack.
Here's Thompson. Loving. Once again, Fort Lauderdale winning the ball in opposition territory. Brooklyn still learning a new system under a new coach. Players getting acquainted with one another. They've had a bit of a break as well, 10 days since that draw in the nation's capital. It's knocked down expertly for Milena, just beyond their reach. Strong from Hamid. Grosso. Goal scorer Nyameki. For Fort Lauderdale, always a willingness to roll that ball back to Belhara in goal for opportunities downfield. And this time Hamid is fouled.
Looking to bring that down with her chest in the air. Brooklyn just comes in from behind, throws her off balance, and Hamid is down for that free kick.
Here's Gordon. He passed Lewis, near post! And Van Treek is denied as Dougherty smothers the loose ball.
Good idea getting down line, beats her opponent. Driven ball on the floor, good run, front post. Unexpected, but nice save by the keeper.
Mentioned she was busy in that 2-2 draw against DC Power. Let in those 2 goals in the first half, not entirely on her, but 7 saves in order to preserve that point.
Wow, 7 saves.
Belahara was made to work for her 1 clean sheet this season. It came away to Spokane. Look out, this is Locklear out in front. Locklear 1-on-1, denied. And the second effort is gathered up by Dougherty. Alarm bells ringing at the back for Brooklyn.
Good through ball, great running behind. She takes 1 touch. Oof, I think she could have taken 1 touch past that keeper, placed it in, but I think she decided to take her chances early and keeper blocked that one.
7 goals last season for Kira Locklear. had a brace in the semifinal against Carolina to reach the final, as Fort Lauderdale ultimately were runners-up against Tampa Bay Sun. Locklear picking up where she left off, 3 goals this season.
Yeah, Locklear actually last game had a similar play and where she finished it one-on-one with the keeper, beat the keeper, tucked inside and placed it in goal. Here she tried her chances first try and did not get it back.
Hamid is fouled once more, 3rd time she draws the foul. Kelsey Hill getting a talking to from the referee, Jacqueline Metz. One yellow it showed so far was to Alici Barbieri. Came awfully close to seeing both central defenders booked early in this first half. Here's Hamid driving at the defense against Hill, who stands her ground. Corner kick coming up for Fort Lauderdale.
Hamid does really well with that, driving at her players, pulling defenders one way or another. I'm excited to see what she brings today because it's caused quite a few goals for them in the past.
The name sounds familiar, Jasmine Hamid, the sister of U.S. international Bill Hamid. Stella Niemeki was deadly on the free kick to open the scoring. Here she is once more, second corner. Looped in again, back post, and just beyond the reach of Hamid at the back post. On loan from Gotham FC is Niemeki. 1 goal, 1 assist. Today making just her 2nd start for United. There's Locklear trying to slalom her way through when the offside flag comes up. At home this season, Brooklyn had that 2-1 win over Tampa Bay to start the year, then a 1-1 draw against Spokane. The only other home match this season. This, as mentioned, the first of a 4-game homestand for Brooklyn, a chance to start putting points up on the board. And for the 3rd time this season, they find themselves down early. Milena is tripped up. Foul committed by Taylor Smith. "13 players came over from Europe and Australia. Milena was one of those, signing from Braga. Several of these players that Coach Sengarinha will have been familiar with from his time in the Portuguese league. Lifted over the top looking for Rebecca Cook. There's Van Treek. Simpson to Grosso. Hansbrough choosing to go long this time for Van Treek down the line. It's Breslin who arrives first. Pressure applied by Locklear, forcing that quick ball from Doherty. Hooked away from Milena. Hansbrough. Trying to force the issue, and she's turned it over. No way forward. Gordon will roll it back for Bellahara. Just trying to draw Brooklyn out of their defensive posture, but it's a relatively high line for Brooklyn. Breslin showed too much of the ball to Van Treek, putting in a defensive shift as well. And it tangled to the legs as Fort Lauderdale were asking for a foul. Niemeki. Now Gordon. Little push in the back. Well, it's gone the other way. As once again, Jasmine Hamid draws the foul, and she's making her case at a repetition. Fouled for the 4th time with just 23 minutes gone. And for the 2nd time, Kelsey Hill gets a little talking to from the referee. Hara under pressure, solved it well. Grosso out wide. It's catapulted forward for Hamid to chase. Option streaking into the 18, but runs out of real estate, and that rolls out for a goal kick. He's been able to pull Captain Hill out wide a couple of times, and that could create some spaces in the middle to exploit.
Yeah, they've been doing well. I actually like how they're moving the ball in the back. Fort Lauderdale using their keeper, trying to pull Brooklyn forward, but then they're trying to get that long ball in, and so far it's only worked about half time. So possibly seeing to see more connection in the middle there.
Possession was short-lived for Brooklyn, turned over to Fort Lauderdale. Niemeki. Shania Gordon with space and time on the ball. Left her pass behind in the bet. Pressure once more applied. Niemeki from distance. Shania Gordon had a crack, and it was always bending away from goal. Down in the crowd, Milena trying to come away with it. She's chopped down. Free kick, Brooklyn. Restarted through Barbieri. Long diagonal out wide and plucked out of the air by Bella Hara. Hasn't had much work to do yet. Most of her touches coming on back passes from her own defense.
Yeah, which has been successful for them, creating build out from that back.
Sent away by Breslin. We approach the 30-minute mark. Brooklyn have not had a shot yet in this contest. And most of the action taking place over in this third. Meanwhile, 5 shots for United, 3 of those on target, and one of them the expertly taken free kick by Stella Niemeki to open the scoring after 9 minutes. Here's Breslin. Locklear closing down. Breslin through the legs. Fancy feet, and she's tackled to the ground for her efforts. It's Kelly Van Treek, the guilty party, and maybe lucky to escape a yellow card.
Locklear did well pressing that keeper, but we had Van Treek a second late to press with her, and I think that's what caused a little bit of a nutmeg on her part there.
Well,
frustrating foul.
The battle for control of the midfield. This is Emma Loving, dispossessed by Niemeki. Van Treek, plenty of touches in this opening half for her. It's played through for Hamid to run onto. They got a danger by Dougherty. Rebecca Cook. Niemeki. Did not hear the footsteps. Taken away by Thea Lewis. And Brooklyn will have a free kick. Quite a bit of communication in this first half between the referee and the players. Jacqueline Metz has been making herself understood. Just a one yellow show. That was to Alicia Barbieri in the opening minutes. Milena. Now Niemeki. Kept in nicely by Hamid. She's dispossessed. The bet. Filled in nicely for Smith last time out in Smith's absence in that central midfield role. And it's one of the things you were looking forward to in this game, to see how that midfield trio of Smith, Nabet, and Niemeki all gelled. This is offside against Van Treek.
Yeah, that was definitely something I'm looking forward to see in this game. So far, I want to see a little bit more connection in that midfield area. They're pressing really well on that back line and controlling it in the back. But so far, not too much in that middle zone.
Well, the Gamebridge Super League season is in full swing. Visit GamebridgeSuperLeague.com for the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gamebridge Super League. Week 6 of this second season. It's Niemeki who's taking it back, and they've got the numerical advantage. Van Treek near side. Instead, it's to Hamid on her right! And she's denied by the woodwork. Still in possession now, Van Treek lifted in. And Locklear's header glancing wide of the target. Two good opportunities for Fort Lauderdale to double their lead.
Good turnover there, Fort Lauderdale, which has capitalized a few times. Drove inside, pulled her defender in, laid it out wide, had a player both left and right, snuck it in back post, and just hit that post there. Fort Lauderdale has been really well capitalizing on those turnovers. They just have to turn them into a goal now. They've had quite a few 3v1, 2v1 situations, so we're seeing a few chances coming in.
Here's Niemeki to take. And swinger near post this time, no trouble for Brooklyn. Loose just outside the 6, and a foul whistled against Fort Lauderdale. And the other side of that, Nikki, is Brooklyn need to take care of the ball in their own half.
Yeah.
Here they are again under pressure, giving away to Van Treek. Well, she scuffed her shot in the end, and Dougherty happy to collect.
They're almost getting really tired on their press, so it comes down to the clinical finishing, and I don't know if the legs are there right now, but the press is great.
Sent away by Garciano. The foul will stop their progress. A little frustration from Brooklyn because the foul has gone their way. Heroics from Rebecca Cook last time out, coming off the bench to play this second half and finding that late equalizer 10 minutes from time.
It was a beautiful finish. She drove and she did not give up on that drive. 1-2 connect and a little chip over the top.
Long diagonal is a little too long for Cook. And Treat there to collect. There's Emma Loving riding the challenge of Gordon. Strength in numbers defending from Fort Lauderdale as they swarm the ball carrier. So the second yellow card shown in this contest. So this one has gone to Emma Loving. Backing play through Lewis. Thea Lewis drives the cross in. Also able to get there. The short pass was on. They opt to play long instead. Locklear a long way to get there. Dougherty does. This foul was whistled against Lewis. All going Fort Lauderdale's way. They've had 7 shots, 4 of them on target. Well, Hara has not had a save to make yet. Barbieri out of the back. Kroger.
Locklear was not allowing that mag happen again.
Hansbrough. Here's a stat that I think sums up the opening 35 minutes of this game. The most touches by any player on the pitch, it's Kelly Van Treek on this near side. When one of your wingers is leading the game in touches, the game is taking place right where you want it. The bet. Overly aggressive from Bressling, and she'll get a talking to from Jacqueline Metz. No one's left out.
I believe I said Locklear earlier. I meant Van Treek on that ball through the legs there.
Here's the bet. Kroger is there to break that up. And this will be a throw for Fort Lauderdale once again in Brooklyn territory. Sign that things aren't going particularly well for Brooklyn. Only 12 touches for Kroger, who's supposed to be the metronome in that midfield.
Yeah, what I see from Fort Lauderdale playing these long balls over top, and then it turns a transition, but they're losing it back there, which means they're not able to connect to the middle there. So the press from Fort Lauderdale is really cutting off that connection for Brooklyn.
A push from Van Treek that's spotted by the referee. Free kick for Brooklyn in their own half.
Quite a few fouls in that middle zone, going both directions out of those air balls, actually.
Two yellows shown, and you can make an argument a few more could have been flashed in this opening half, but Referee, for the moment, preferring to talk to the players, to know what her expectations are, and produce a yellow if necessary. All is raffled into the 18 and no trouble for Bella Hara, who had no one around her. Here's Grosso. Ella Simpson. Ansbro. Garziano now applying the pressure, forcing Hera into a rushed pass. Did well to find Grosso out wide. And yet another free kick for Fort Lauderdale. It's a third straight start now for Jules Grosso. Started both games against Spokane and Dallas. Sent away by Breslin. Cook. Ansbro. Yameki. Gordon. Lovely connectivity this time from Fort Lauderdale. Van Treek down the line for Locklear, and she had a head start. Offside flag comes up. What a great example of playing out of the back, though. The patience and triangulation of that Fort Lauderdale defense.
Yeah, they're really trying to. I think they noticed that Brooklyn in their past couple games have played really high press. So by moving that, I think they're trying to pull them out of space, pull them out and create space in behind, which so far has been working pretty well.
Bit individual in the press, though, from Brooklyn. No, it's like the bad guys in the cowboy movie, one at a time.
Yeah, you've got to be. That's the one thing about high press. You've got to all be on the same page, or you're just running doggies out there by yourself.
It's taken back by Van Treek. Lovely turn and chopped down by Locklear. Played 2 seasons as a defender at UNC Charlotte. With Kira Locklear, and now leading the line. And ahead of the weekend was tied for top spot in goals.
Wow. I mean, I guess as an attacker myself, you are that first line of defense, so she is pressing well up there.
Here's Ansbro. Rebecca Cook for Milena. Cook. That's wonderfully won. Squared across, and well, the possession short circuits. It's Cook who's taking it back on her right. Niameki with a no-nonsense clearance. That was about as dangerous as Brooklyn have looked going forward. Milena. And for all of the, let's call it dominance that we've seen from Fort Lauderdale in this first half, it is a 1-0 lead with 5 minutes left in the opening stanza.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, they've had quite a few chances, but by the time they're getting their shots off after that high press, their legs are almost done. I think they need to find one more clean pass to be able to get a consistent and clear chance on frame.
That's catapulted into the 18. Knocked down by Lewis. Wrestling, who appears just in time to keep it in. Make it a throw. They do still look very much like a team figuring things out, Brooklyn. Again, all the new pieces, a new coach, new system, new style of play. Roles still being defined. And we've seen that reflected in the different lineups, different personnel. Wrestling rolling this one all the way back for Doherty. In the back. Good pressure that time. Here's Milena. To your point, the final pass is perpetually missing for Brooklyn.
It is. It is. But to be fair, on both ends, it hasn't quite been exactly what either team has wanted. Fort Lauderdale just had way more 1v1 counterattacks that have been a little bit more successful in the opportunities.
Exploiting that high back line.
Yes.
And this time Hamid is brought to ground. That'll be a yellow card. Kelsey Hill has been booked, the captain.
Hamid using her body well, but Brooklyn coming in, I think she tucked her arm there a little bit, pulling her off.
So third yellow card shown to Brooklyn players, Barbieri, Loving, and now Hill.
And quite a few of those fouls being on Hamid.
Flung out of the back by Ansbro. Locklear won't get there, and Dougherty can't take any chances. Forced to play it out. Bantry quickly back in. You never see foul throws called anymore.
No, you don't, actually.
That was borderline.
I've actually seen a few in beach soccer, which is interesting.
I see any more, but I don't think they've ever really been called. Last touch by Niemeki.
That's true. They've been there, not always called.
What a goal she scored to open things up back in the 9th minute. Perfectly placed set piece to beat Dougherty for the opener.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Here's Gordon. Ansbro. It's a risky pass. Ansbro had to get there, and still work to be done on the defensive end. Cutting across the bet, and chopped down was Rebecca Cook. No whistle. So as the final few seconds tick away, it's a minimum 2 minutes added on. They'll play until at least the end of the 47th in this opening half. Losing her footing and with it possession, Rebecca Cook. And trouble back the other way now as Locklear out in front. The flag has stayed down for now. Rounds the goalkeeper. There's the second. And Fort Lauderdale in first half stoppage time, double the lead. 4th goal of the season for Kiara Locklear.
Another 1v1 on the keeper for Locklear, and this time she tried to take her extra touch inside and a beautiful finish. Again, another turnover. Drives forward by Nabet. Beautiful ball through. Driving to space. Tucks inside and wide open goal. Good movement by the team there.
She scored in the season opener against Lexington. Repeated in game number 2 against Carolina. Another goal against Dallas in the 4-1 victory, and adds to her total now 4 on the campaign for Kiara Locklear. One of those on the watch list for the Golden Boot.
Goal scored in the 46th minute by Fort Lauderdale's number 20, Kiara Locklear.
Yes, that was. Expertly timed tackle from Hamid. Niemeki. And that will do for the opening 45. It's been all Fort Lauderdale and Coney Island The opening goal by Niemeki, a stunning free kick to open the scoring after 9 minutes, and Kiara Locklear, the team's top goal scorer, doubles the tally in first half stoppage time. And Brooklyn may have had a bone to pick on a foul leading up to that goal, but the counterattack expertly executed by Fort Lauderdale, their 11th and 12th goals of this season, working on what would be win number 3 on the trot as they look to keep this hot, unbeaten start to the Gamebridge Super League season. For the moment on the live table, it's Fort Lauderdale at the top of the standings provisionally. And they are well out in front. Your thoughts on this first 45? Well, we'll get that in the second half as we take a quick commercial break. It's Brooklyn 0, Fort Lauderdale 2 at halftime. It's all going Fort Lauderdale's way.
Hearts. No two beat the same. So we built a team of the best heart surgeons, pioneers of the most modern techniques, who always find the one approach that's best for you. But while each surgery is unique, the outcome is the same: the highest success rates. NYU Langone Health.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? It's our commitment to making our bottles from at least 50% recycled plastic. In fact, Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the U.S. to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. And you can help us make an impact too by always remembering to recycle your bottles. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Welcome back. It is halftime in Brooklyn, where Fort Lauderdale United have jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Brooklyn finding themselves down 2-0 at halftime for the second straight week. The goal is courtesy of Niemeki and Locklear for the visiting United. Meanwhile, news and notes from around Gamebridge Super League. Allie Thornton of Dallas becoming the first player in the league to score 15 regular season goals this season and last combined. Gio Reyna, the latest U.S. international to join the ownership team in the Gamebridge Super League. He joins the likes of Tim Weah, who's part owner in Brooklyn, While Lexington's defense has been on lock, they lead the league with 3 clean sheets. That already is better than their total from a season ago. Scores from around this week 6. No games on Saturday, but we take a look back at the action on Wednesday when Spokane beat Carolina 1-0 in Carolina. Tori Zierenberg scoring the winner there. Lexington 6-1 winners over Dallas. 2 goals each from Addie McCain and Catherine Barry, as Dallas finished with 9, seeing 2 reds in the second half. And kicking off about an hour before our game here, and still in progress, it's Carolina against Jacksonville. Jacksonville were 3-1 up. That's now down to a single goal, with Perda notching a hat trick, but still a fragile lead is just 1 goal ahead, Jacksonville over Carolina. We'll step aside for a quick break. A lovely day out in Coney Island. Not so much for Brooklyn FC, with work to do when we come back for the start of this second half. It's Fort Lauderdale 2, Brooklyn 0. Halftime at Maimonides Park, where Brooklyn trailed 2-0 at halftime against Fort Lauderdale United. And for the time being, the live table shows United in front, top of the standings. This is their 5th game and working on what would be a 3rd consecutive victory. Still a lot of soccer to play in the second half, but here's a look back at the very best of the opening 45 with Nikki Hames.
Fort Lauderdale United setting the tone early in the game with a beautiful upper 90 finish off a free kick, setting the tone for a 1-0 lead.
Keeper gets a touch, but cannot keep it out as Nemeki gets her first goal in the Gamebridge Super League.
Fort Lauderdale United having quite a few chances in the attack, one-on-one attacks, driving in with the keeper. Not exactly the finish she wanted. Good save, fantastic save actually.
And that was a sign of things to come.
And another through ball here. We had numerous amounts of these, and finally paying off for Locklear. She takes that touch inside, one more touch, wide open goal, and an easy finish.
So the first goal for Niemeki, the 4th of the season for Kiara Locklear.
Kiara Locklear has had a ton of press and finally seeing success in those runs that she's had, finishing off with a goal right before the end of the half.
Well, 45 minutes in, and Brooklyn have yet to register a shot, let alone a shot on target. Possession slightly in favor of Fort Lauderdale, but it's where that possession has taken place, that high press leading to more opportunities close to Dougherty.
Yeah, they've done really well moving the ball in the back line, but then playing that one ball over top, pulling Brooklyn out and getting an opportunity in behind for Fort Lauderdale. 3
yellow cards have been shown, all 3 to Brooklyn players. The captain Hill, Barbieri, who joins her on the back line, and Emma Loving, all on a caution. Well, beautiful day in Brooklyn. And they lead it, or rather they trail it 2-0 as Fort Lauderdale looking to continue this hot run at the start of this season. We'll have more on the other side. That's right. Whenever you say that, don't go back and correct it, because most of the, like, maybe let's say half the people caught it. Okay. If you go back and correct it. The end of the Locklear.
But they're not.
No.
They're barely. Forgot she was on.
Under the Sunday sun, Fort Lauderdale making themselves at home in Coney Island. They lead 2-0, courtesy of a brilliant free kick by Stella Niemeki and a stoppage time goal by Kiara Locklear. The first half has been quite a ride for these Brooklyn defenders. Nothing in the other end as Villahara has not had a shot to deal with. Here's a look at the live table in the Gamebridge Super League as it stands with this 2-goal cushion. Fort Lauderdale top of the table. Dallas have given up 11 goals in the last 3 games and still came into the weekend in first place. That's no longer the case now unless something changes in this game. Lexington and Spokane holding on to those top 4 spots. And Jacksonville, they lead 4-3 in the second half of their game, they're just outside of that top 4. DC Power still unbeaten, one of the 3 unbeaten sides, along with Fort Lauderdale and Lexington. Your thoughts on what we saw in that first half, Nikki?
Definitely Fort Lauderdale holding much of that game, doing well, moving the ball in the back, but also the crazy high press they've had. Locklear is all over them and actually turned over into a goal, which is awesome. I would like to see a little bit more movement through the midfield, as they've been looking to skip over with that big ball in the top, over top, and some more connection between Brooklyn. They've got to get themselves back in that game.
Kelly Van Treek leads the game in touches, 43 in the course of that first half. It's a number you might expect from a central midfielder, someone who the game rolls through them. Not a winger, but she's been plenty involved.
She has, but she's been involved on that wing side, which is where the defense have been playing it up and over top, looking for those through balls over and behind Brooklyn.
Same can be said for Jasmine Hamid on the other side. That trio of Van Treek, Locklear, and Hamid have had plenty of opportunities to run at Dougherty and company. So Fort Lauderdale that kicked things off for the second half, moving from right to left. And there's Nyameki, who scored her first goal in the Gamebridge Super League to open the scoring. Cook bursting along to get forward on the press. Navet credited with the assist. A lovely turn to get away from Milena. Sloppy touch from Nyameki, and she had her pocket picked. So 3 at the back for Brooklyn. Hill, Barbieri, and Breslin. Thompson and Lewis out wide. Kroger, Freitas, and Milena Freitas, that is, and Emma Loving, the midfield trio. While Cook and Garziano, the 2 strikers, still looking to get off their first shot for Brooklyn. Neat touch that time from Nyameki. Van Treek inside looking for Locklear, finding only Barbieri. Milena. Hill. Any standouts in your mind from what we've seen so far? The goal scorers, of course.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we've seen the goal from Locklear, but to be honest, what I'm loving about both her and Van Treek up top is just their press. They are putting Brooklyn under high press, and it's really throwing them off. Looks tired, but it's paying off.
Here's Hamid. Grosso over the top. Locklear sliding in and was last to touch it. Scored 7 goals last season. Kara Locklear, she's already at 4. And just the 5th start for her. She's played every minute of this young season for United.
Hamid is another player who does really well with the ball at her feet, driving at opponents and pulling players one way or another and then opening space. Haven't seen too much of that, but she has gotten a lot of fouls.
Here she is now, working against Milena. A long switch of play. Van Treek had to come all the way back for it. Last touch by Fia Lewis. Nyameki in traffic. Loving. Touched out by Gordon. Brought down expertly by Rebecca Cook, and she's brought down from behind, and that draws the referee's whistle. She worked hard, hasn't she, Rebecca Cook, from the opening whistle?
She has. She is a full force player who does not stop, and she's drawn quite a few fouls, so it's paying off.
Touched out by Gordon. And Shania Gordon, the Fort Lauderdale captain, another player who's played every minute of the season so far. And she's enjoyed her games against Brooklyn. 3 goals in the last 2 meetings against them. Here's Garziano. Allows it to roll out. Long throw is intercepted by Loving. Something Brooklyn perhaps haven't done enough of in this game is winning the ball back in this half, and they've done it again here now. From a long way out, a long way off on this shot. And sometimes when you haven't really had a sight on goal, you take what you can get, and that's what Kroger has taken here.
Yeah, absolutely. They do need to get those shots off, so it's putting pressure on the keeper at least and saying, hey, we're back in this game.
She scored her first goal as a professional against Fort Lauderdale last October. Here's Jasmine Hamid into the 18, waiting for help to arrive. Hamid on her right, looking for separation. And then struck it with the outside of her right foot.
Good drive down line. We talked about how well she does at that. Patience, taking a side, beats her player. I think she wanted to curve that upper 90 there. A little bit of a miss hit, but she's making her way into that box.
And Kroger's shot from about midfield was the first shot that Brooklyn have had in this game. It comes with about 10 minutes gone in the second half. And that's actually something that in our chat with Thomas Singarina said he didn't want to see much of, those long distance efforts, low percentage chances, but when there's nothing going your way, sometimes you just have to watch the ball fly toward the goal.
Yeah, I think because they haven't had enough opportunities on goal or really made themselves known, they needed to take something and let the keeper know they're still in this game.
It's a confident touch by Hara. Gordon. Bit of an unforced error as she couldn't find Van Treek. And it's turned over to Brooklyn. Nabat. Hansbrough. Away just in time, but turned over to Kroger. And Gordon does well to chaperone the ball out. Jordan Thompson was the intended target. Thompson and Lewis are the players providing the width on this Brooklyn team, but they really haven't had too much success stretching out that Fort Lauderdale defense.
No, they need to regain possession first so that they can then build out their width and move forward.
It's blasted away by Simpson. Locklear is chasing after it, and she's offside. She's been living on that offside line, caught for the second time.
She has, but she's also gotten those opportunities, so she can hold one more second, time that ball perfectly. The goals are going to be coming even more for her.
Case in point, that first half stoppage time goal where she was leading the line.
It would be beautiful.
Action on the substitutes bench for Brooklyn as we tick toward the hour mark. No changes yet from either manager. Off the head of Barbieri. It's Hill who sends it away. Here's Cook. And the foul is whistled Brooklyn's way. Free kick for the home side. It's Nabet was the guilty party, bringing down Emma Loving.
Ooh, a little step from behind and from in front. Chipping at her little foot there, bringing her down, and a foul for Brooklyn.
It's the third time that Loving has drawn a foul in this game. Catapulted into the 18. It was Rebecca Cook who was running onto it. And this will be the first corner kick of the match for Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's getting Brooklyn's getting those opportunities now in that final third, but I'd want to see them connect a little bit more rather than playing those balls over top. Pulling Fort Lauderdale out and maybe giving them a better opportunity.
Set piece chance to half the deficit. Jess Garziano. Second in the league in crosses coming into the weekend. Now Garziano is clipped in toward the near post, punched away. Not all that confident from Hara, still loose in the 18. Barbieri trying to get on it. Sent away by Hamid. And finally, Fort Lauderdale able to clear their line. Here's Thea Lewis. Emma Loving. Square ball is back on. And catches the outside of the net. So that will lead to another corner kick from an improved Brooklyn.
Definitely an improved Brooklyn, looking to connect more and get in behind. So now we'll see if they can connect and get in the back of the net.
This is the most that the Fort Lauderdale defenders have been made to sweat in the course of these first 55 minutes. Contact inside of the 6, and this will blow against Brooklyn for a foul.
They need every chance they can get in that final third. They cannot give those away by silly fouls.
Worth mentioning, they are playing without Catherine Zimmerman, who scored their first goal this season and hasn't played for Brooklyn since that season opener, sidelined through injury. Legs get tangled up and the whistle is fouled. Grosso draws the foul. Hara. Van Treek. It's a good idea, lobbed over the top and running onto it. Dougherty collects. Here's Breslin. Neat little no-look pass from Breslin. Found its target, but not able to keep possession with Jordan Thompson. There's Taylor Smith. That's nice work by Gordon to get past her marker. Options to either side. Leans on Van Treek. Locklear with their back to goal. Niemeki, outside of the boot, clipped into the edge of the 18. Hamid couldn't latch on. Not quite cleared away yet. Milena does get it away. Now it's Cook against the world, smartly knotted back by Ella Simpson. Hansbrough. Breslin, no nonsense on the clearance. It does stay in for Brooklyn. The work that Van Treek does always in recovery to come back and help to win the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good work from your offensive players.
They were down for Brooklyn. It's the fourth time that Emma Loving has been brought down in this game. She and Milena on the receiving end of the majority of the fouls that have gone Brooklyn's way.
Some double team action from both sides. Just knocking her right to the floor. It looks like she got a little bit of a contact to her fingers there, actually.
And then Van Treek landing on top of her. Simpson. No room there for Hamid to operate. She was tracked closely by Kelsey Hill. Here's Lewis. Barbieri under pressure will lean on her goalkeeper. Nabet knocking it down for Hamid. She didn't hear the footsteps of Emma Loving just behind her. Happy to take it back. Hill did really well there to solve the press. Now Milena, promising approach now for Brooklyn, a heavy pass. Sees it go up in smoke.
Good movement by Brooklyn though, drawing out Fort Lauderdale and connecting and building their way out. They just had to be able to connect on that final third and be able to go to goal. But a big turnaround for them this half.
Kroger. Breslin with some nice work to get away from her defender. Midfielder filling in a center back role in his back three for Brooklyn. Rebecca Cook working out wide and thrown to the ground. It's a rugby tackle by Laurel Ansbro. We haven't had many free kicks like this, Brooklyn, and now a chance to capitalize as we tick past the hour mark.
No, but as we spoke about earlier, Cook is one of those players that she is full force. She will fight through anything, and which definitely drew Fort Lauderdale to not back off, pulling that arm and pulling her back off of that ball. But I've got to say, the way that Cook moves, the way that she drives through a ball, she asks for those fouls, and it's quite smart on her side.
So Sam Kroger and Jess Garziano standing over the ball. It's Kroger. Ball stays in play. Players down, but they seem to just lose their balance as they clash together. And Milena maybe taking the worst of it. Was there a clash of heads?
Milena going down second, actually. I'd love to see the replay there.
I think it was Milena and Kroger. Excuse me, not Kroger, but Locklear. No foul was whistled, but noticing both players holding their heads, it's important to have the medics take a look at both.
Yeah, head injuries definitely call for an automatic stoppage time to check on the players here.
And a chance for both sides to hydrate. Pleasant day. And Brooklyn temperature in the high 70s, low 80s. Again, the first official match as head coach for Ali Rogers. And working in a variety of roles at the club, including with the Girls Academy. So it'll be a double substitution for Brooklyn. Pringle and Scarps ready to check in. So Thompson makes way. Leah Scarpelli, one of Scarps, checking in. She's got an assist on this season. One of the players that can create some chances for this Brooklyn team.
She does really well driving and flying up on those flanks. So it'll be interesting to see the kind of attack that she brings, putting pressure again on that back line and seeing if she can create some attack for them.
So once again, Emily Pringle replaces Milena, and Scarps takes over from Jordan Thompson for Brooklyn. Garziano. Cook waiting inside of the 18. First touches for Scarps. That's flighted into the box for Cook to chase, and on the bounce collected by Hara. Changes come at a moment when Brooklyn have worked their way, at least in the passage of play, back into the contest. It's a bit less of a monologue.
Yeah, we're seeing much more of them. I mean, a lot of fouls for them, which at least is creating attack for them in that final third. But let's see if we can get some connection there for them.
Once again, Garziano and Kroger standing over the ball. mirror image of their last set piece opportunity. Garciano drives it this time.
They actually scored off of that similar set piece in their last match. So Fort Lauderdale should be on their heels or on their toes there, ready for those free kicks.
Back in play through Kroger. Under pressure from Hamid. Barbieri. Scarps. First thing along to get there, Scarps trying to keep it in play and couldn't. You can already see how the game flows through her.
Absolutely. Key piece in that attack. If we can get her on the ball and connecting that final third, good change for them.
Lewis. Austin, back post. There's the other newcomer, Pringle, trying to make an immediate impact, and she's won a corner kick. Smart run to the back post.
20 minutes into the second half, and the game has already completely changed. Brooklyn is all over them. Definitely more appearances for them, getting those opportunities. Goal just waiting to happen.
All three of their shots so far coming in this second half. It's driven in, back post again, and slapped away by Hara. Still alive. It's Loving, denied by Hara. Sensational save to keep it out. Through the forest of legs, somehow she saw it.
Good loft over top. Nice save by the keeper, and again cleared out. Brooklyn is ready, and another beautiful save by the keeper in between all the blocks in front of her. She still managed to slide in and clear that ball. Great vision, great reactiveness for her.
Locked in on the volley. It's Kroger, and it's plucked out of the sky once more by Bella Hara, who suddenly is plenty busy.
Hara with an exceptional last couple minutes. Fantastic saving Fort Lauderdale there.
Her only clean sheet so far came in that win away to Spokane Zephyr. Game in which she had to make 5 saves to keep the shutout. In this second half, she's been called to action, and she has answered the call. United lining up substitutions here. We're going to see the season debut of Princess Ademilui. Daria Rajai is also going to be checking in. So Kelly Van Treek makes way for Ademilui. And Taylor Smith will be replaced as Daria Rajai takes over in central midfield. What do you think, reactionary changes based on how the last 10-15 minutes have gone?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, they haven't really seen much of that midfield, and Brooklyn has been all over them to see if they can, Fort Lauderdale making a change, see if they can make some new attacks and win that ball in the midfield there.
To wrestle back control of the game. Control they've had for, well, the entirety of the first half. Different story now. Manike in possession. Niamike had it poked away. Hamid. That's over the head of Locklear, who was waiting at the back post. Rajai's first touch. Nabet. Pressing with numbers now, Brooklyn. More coordinated pressure. And it leads to a positive result. They've got it back. Susie Hill.
Keyword pressing with numbers there. You hit it spot on. First half, it was really pressing one at a time. Now pressing as a whole is going to make a huge difference for them. Actually, it's already making a huge difference for them.
It's restarted through Barbieri.
All right, you got 1 moment and 2 subs left.
Rajai, who takes it back. Ademi out in front on her right and sliding in. Dougherty to deny her. Quick reaction from the goalkeeper. The change is having an immediate effect for Fort Lauderdale, who suddenly are now driving toward goal again.
Yeah, they've had quite a few chances in this final third, connecting and over top and through, which has been a good little change for them and much needed.
20 minutes left. It remains 2-0 for Lauderdale. Both of those goals coming in the opening half. Here's Pringle. Fia Lewis, icy lead near side. Lewis into the 18. And Jules Grosso staying with her step for step. Brooklyn make another substitution. This time it's Anna Markovic, who's gotten all of her minutes off the bench this season. Has featured in all 6 games now. And she comes on to replace Fia Lewis. Just 83 minutes on this season for Anna Maria Markovic. And a handful of minutes here and there off the bench. Has 1 assist on this season, and that was setting up the equalizer last time out, that 2-2 draw. There's Nabet to clear the danger. We'll stay up to date with the Gamebridge Super League. Sign up for the Super newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly into your inbox weekly. Sign up at GamebridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter. Markovic, who's just been introduced, had that torn ACL and meniscus a couple of years ago, playing with her Swiss club Grasshoppers. Made her return with Braga, one of the former teams for Tomas Tengarrinha, now at the helm of Brooklyn. It's a lovely pass by Niemeki with the outside of the boot to find Hamid. Ademi now rounds the goalkeeper. Rajai. Jules Grosso. Long ball into the 18, looking for Locklear. Niemeki. Sustained pressure here from Fort Lauderdale. Hamid. Locklear on the right is denied by Dougherty, who's having a fabulous second half in goal.
Fabulous, fabulous second half by keeper, but also looking at Fort Lauderdale now, getting opportunities in the attack. Building up to this moment, and a nice loft over top. Good clearance, but right back to Fort Lauderdale, and a beautiful save by the keeper. That entire build-up, though, started with Hamid. Like I said, she does well with the ball at her foot, driving at players and putting that ball in behind, which created an opportunity for them on the opposite side there.
4th save of the contest for Dougherty. Just over 15 minutes remain, and still a 2-0 advantage for Fort Lauderdale. Niemeki commits to foul. United seemed to have weathered the storm after those changes for Brooklyn. Saw them wrestle control of the match away from Fort Lauderdale for the first time in this contest. And it's relatively short-lived. A flurry of chances dealt with by Bellahara. And this is promising now for Pringle to run onto. And a goal kick as it ricocheted off of the substitute Pringle. The wheels churning for Tomas Engarrinha, still trying to get a handle on this club, make all the new pieces work. This will trickle out, it'll stay Brooklyn ball via throw. Nabet in traffic. Once again, that coordinated press of Brooklyn. First touch for Markovic as she nods this one out of play. Down by Rajai, straight to Garziano. Working out wide here is Garziano, squeezing in the cross, and on the bounce collected by Hara.
Couldn't quite get enough power on that, but at least they're getting those opportunities in there. Final third.
First half of this contest, Fort Lauderdale got 2 goals from 2 shots on target. That is right in line with how their season has gone, because they came in with 10 goals from the first 4 games. Those 10 goals on just 51 shots, about 25% conversion rate. And that followed through in the opening half. The first 2 looks they had, they found the back of the net. Second half, Doherty has made 4 saves, all coming since the halftime break. A lot to like for Ali Rogers in her quote-unquote official debut. It's a lovely touch by Kroger. She's muscled off the ball by Nabet. Taken back by Loving. Option wide for Loving and maybe a touch too many. Space here for Fort Lauderdale to operate on the break. Long switch and a good one for Hamid on the near side. Adam Aluyi waiting at the back post. This is Hamid on her right. Niameki is brought down just outside of the D, and this is a very promising position, having already scored from similar distance in the first half.
Super dangerous foul for Brooklyn right there. They've got to be careful, because especially after her first goal, this could be another. But this drive by Hamid again with the ball at her foot, she's really well bringing those players in. Not quite what she wanted. I think she wanted to curl it in, take her own shot, but the way she laid it off, pulling in that foul, she started that play.
A little clumsy by Scarps to give away the foul. Four on the wall for Brooklyn. Niameki calibrates. She's already rehearsed this once today. Goes for goal again, trying to sneak it under the wall this time. Clever idea, not coming off, and this follow-up shot is well wide from Gordon. Changes incoming for Brooklyn. They will exhaust their substitutions as Annie Williams will check into the contest. And we'll also see the second appearance of the season for Samantha Rosette. Alicia Barbieri exits. And so too does Emma Loving. 2 players who were on a yellow card.
We've got Williams back in, who had another great game last match for them, creating a lot in the attack. I'm excited to see what she brings for them, maybe connecting some more in that final third.
So Samantha Rosette, who played just 2 minutes last time out. We'll get a little bit of a longer run out here in the final 10 minutes. Players got experience in the Champions League in Europe with a couple of clubs. And just working her way back, coming over from Strasbourg to full game shape. Well, Annie Williams, as you mentioned, had her first goal of the season. Now makes her 5th appearance. It's Dougherty who comes out, rushing out to meet it. And the player down is the captain, Kelsey Hill, for Brooklyn.
You don't need both the sixes driving on. Keep our shape centrally. Yeah, hold the sixes. We don't need to release both up the field. We have to protect the shape.
All 5 subs have been made by Brooklyn. With 10 minutes left. So if Hill can't continue, they'll be forced to finish with 10. And with 10 to play, let's take a look back at how we got to this 2-0 scoreline. Both goals for Fort Lauderdale coming in the opening 45 minutes, one early and one late. This was the strike by Stella Niemeki, her first of the season, 9 minutes in, 1-0.
Great power, great placement. That's what we love to see, especially kicking it off. And then a good through ball by Nubet and a beautiful drive one-on-one with the keeper again. The composure she had here to take that touch inside, beating the keeper, and a nice placement into the back of the net.
There was a hint of a foul in the lead up to Nubet's pass. There was a hint of offside maybe and no VAR to take a look. Fort Lauderdale will take it all the same as they doubled their lead in first half stoppage time.
Something we've seen a lot, though, for Fort Lauderdale, looking to get that ball through and behind. And to see that it paid off with a goal has been nice. A few other times they had an offsides run, but looks like they're trying to see what they can do more moving into this period, if they can get any more balls in and behind to end them into another goal.
3 substitutions still available to Ali Rogers. Brought on Daria Rajai and Princess Ademilui with about 22 minutes left. Some concern here for Kelsey Hill, who is slow to get up. Look at the subs bench for Lauderdale, including Madison Makomaski, who has yet to make her season debut. There with the number 2. Goal scoring has really been the main problem for Brooklyn so far this season. Don't have a single player with more than a single goal. Scored 5 times in 5 games coming in. Shut out in 3 of the 5 games and in danger of failing to put a goal up once more. So Hill will have to come off at least momentarily. Still doesn't look completely, entirely comfortable. Is there a way back for Brooklyn? Certainly an improved side since the halftime break. Nothing to show for it yet. Niemeki. That time it was Locklear turning provider. Pringle. Ademiluyi, the center forward, putting in a defensive shift to win it back. This is what we saw so much of for Lauderdale in the first half. Winning it in Brooklyn territory. Hamid. It's away from her marker. Jess Hamid is denied by Rosette, who springs into action.
Such a good run by Hamid, getting down line, beating her opponent. As we can see here, good composure, good speed. Takes a touch inside and beats her, but I think it would be much better if she were to lay it off top of the box, but she thought she could sneak it in there front post. But she's definitely making some good pressure here in this second half.
Corner kick for United. Niemeki to deliver. Left it short at the near post. It's not what they wanted. Gordon under pressure will roll this all the way back to Hara. Maybe rushing her past that time, Bella Hara. And the bet fails to connect. Brooklyn trying to capitalize her deep in Fort Lauderdale territory. Over the top for Pringle. Pushed to lob it into the 18. Plenty of players there, and it's touched onto the crossbar by Hara. And she denies Rebecca Cook. Two big saves by Hara in this second half.
Good touch, good layoff. Little touch over top. Clearance by Fort Lauderdale, but not quite as Cook brings it down with composure. Nice half volley, just missing the net, hitting that crossbar.
There are saves that you're supposed to make, and then there's saves like that.
As a keeper, you love that one.
Garciano and Brooklyn looking to keep the pressure on. Swinger flying toward the goalkeeper. Hara punching it away. Markovic. Now Kroger. It's away from her marker, and that's another touch onto the crossbar by Hara to keep it out. A cross-turn shot. Pringle now. Hamid finally getting that away, and Fort Lauderdale can breathe a sigh of relief. Tell you what, the fact that Brooklyn have not found a way onto the score sheet has a lot to do with the play of Bella Hara in this second half.
She's having a great game here.
Rinse and repeat, same corner flag here as Garciano. Toward the penalty spot this time, a flying header in, and they've got one back. It's Hope Breslin to half the deficit.
What an exciting few minutes there. A few opportunities on the goal hitting the crossbar, and finally they have a corner and a beautiful header in the back of the net. Exciting moment for Brooklyn here. Good opportunity and reach for Hara, but not able to get a touch on it. And that puts Brooklyn back on the scoreboard.
Well, with just over 90 seconds left of the 90 minutes, Hope Breslin becomes the 6th different goal scorer for Brooklyn this season. Game on. They've left it late. They've made it competitive. For Garciano, her 2nd assist of the season. Here's Hamid into the 18. Ricochets off of Markovic. She invited the contact.
Again, good drive by Hamid. Ooh, throws her body in there. Almost asked for that foul. Not the first time we've seen Brooklyn come back and score a goal in the last couple of minutes. Let's see what they can do in these last few.
Set pieces have been big for them in the few goals they have scored this season. And once again, a goal from a defender. Breslin, who is naturally a midfielder, lined up as one of 3 center backs today. And the trend continues, goals from the back line. Jasmine Hamid. Slow to get up. Much more competitive contest in this second half. Brooklyn have been brighter than in the first 45 minutes when they failed to produce a shot. And this game would be level or worse for Fort Lauderdale if not for the heroics of Hara in goal.
Definitely been back-to-back. It's a lot more exciting this half than the first, where Fort Lauderdale controlled it. But Brooklyn has put their name back on the match.
All of that said, just moments away from potentially making it 5 straight without a loss to start the season for Fort Lauderdale, who on the live table are top of the standings. Hamid. Nabet. He's had a solid game in midfield, Nabet. Second straight start and second solid performance.
She has a lot of composure in that middle, which controls the game, calms it down a bit. And right there, a beautiful ball over top.
Rajayi to find Hamid once more. And she's thrown to the ground, no whistles. Rosette gets it away. Getting here just in time was Ansbro. And this will stay with Fort Lauderdale United. 6 minutes added on, a minimum 6 minutes of stoppage time, and it's a lifeline for Brooklyn. Ten days ago, they trailed 2-0 at halftime against Carolina. Battled back with, against DC Power away to DC. Battled back to find the equalizer late. It was in the 80th minute then from Rebecca Cook. They've left it a bit later now, but they're in it.
The adrenaline, the momentum is there. 6 minutes. Still some time to get something on the board. Or something else on the board, I should say.
Flicked on by Pringle. Niomeki sends it wide. This is Gordon. Nabet. Moving the ball to move the opposition here. They know as long as they have it, Brooklyn can't hurt them. Foul whistled against Brooklyn. So a substitution coming in. Stoppage time is Kat Gonzalez. It's ready to make her introduction, and she will replace Stella Niemeki, who gave us maybe the brightest moment of the match, that sensational free kick to open the scoring. Kat Gonzalez, a Dominican Republic international, came over from Carolina Ascent. And now playing her 5th match with Fort Lauderdale, 2nd off the bench. Still time left as Pringle tries to run onto this one. It was Jules Grosso who touched it out. Quick throw in, flicked on for Williams. Gonzalez didn't quite get that away, and Pringle trying to keep it in play. Grosso getting in the way of it, and will walk it out for a goal kick. It's smart defending from Jules Grosso. Halfway through that minimum 6 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Williams. Just kept in play, danger on the way from Brooklyn. And this is given as a throw for Fort Lauderdale. Brooklyn upset with the referee's decision. They felt they should have had a throw. There's a Fort Lauderdale player down as precious seconds take off of the clock for Brooklyn. Again, 6 minutes is just a minimum. Scarps. Things started out well enough for the new coach. A season opening win over the defending champion Tampa Bay Sun. It's gone a bit sideways since Gonzalez. Locklear now, working out wide. Fort Lauderdale in no rush to get this back underway, and understandably so as they milk the clock. Here's Locklear once more. And Academy Louis is caught offside as the flag comes up. Ellie Rogers giving the referee a quick reminder there that just 1 minute left. Real battle for control down the final few minutes. Doherty would try and get this as far away as possible. Not a bad delivery, but Fort Lauderdale's had numbers back. But how to play Brooklyn will get another possession at least. And for Williams with their back to goal. Squeezing across and only as far as Hansborough. Carciano to put it back in play quickly. Not quick enough. There's the final whistle. A stellar start to the season for Fort Lauderdale, who are unbeaten through 5. With goals by Niemeki and Locklear, they beat Brooklyn 2-1. 3 wins on the trot for the form team in the Gamebridge Super League. Fort Lauderdale top of the table in style.
Good match for them, though. I think on both sides, Fort Lauderdale was definitely all over that first half, but coming into the second, Brooklyn put their name back on the scoreboard there, and they actually had quite a few opportunities.
Hope Breslin with a consolation goal in the end. In the 88th minute for Brooklyn as they were able to half the deficit. It was assisted by Jess Garziano. They made a game of it. They made it competitive late. And Fort Lauderdale, as they have done over the course of the last 3 games, hold on to take the victory. Tonight's Save of the Game is brought to you by Cashable, the home of socially responsible credit. And there were a couple to pick from, as Bella Hara putting in an excellent second half, but it was in the opening half when Locklear was denied by Kelsey Doherty.
Beautiful opportunity here, making sure that she cut off the angle and did not back off. Putting pressure on that 1v1 does nothing but scare your opponent, and it's a fantastic save.
So Locklear was denied there, but not for the match. She did find her 4th of the campaign later on. That turned out to be the game winner as Fort Lauderdale take it 2-1 over Brooklyn. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break and wrap things up on the other side. Welcome back to Brooklyn, where Fort Lauderdale United defeated Brooklyn FC 2-1. Goals by Niemeki and Locklear getting the job done, and we're thrilled to be joined now by the winning coach, Ali Rogers, officially her debut as head coach today, a capacity that she's been in for, well, since the preseason, really. 14 days off. You come back and pick up exactly where you left off. 3 wins on the trot, top of the table. What is it that your team is doing so well right now?
Yeah, even with the bye week, we really don't take a day off. It's all about mentality, and this team and our girls, my girls, they really have this relentless mentality to go again and go again. Wasn't our best soccer today, but it's not easy traveling and getting the 3 points on the road, so really proud of them.
Yeah, Ali, question from me. First off, congratulations. Awesome win there. Your first half, you were all over them. It was beautiful coming off in a 2-0 win. Coming into that second half, Brooklyn was all over you at the beginning, but you made some great changes and the game turned around. What can you say about that and how that played into effect?
Yeah, they definitely pushed their wing backs higher, and we had to definitely take account for it. I mean, we battled, even with the bye week, our legs really aren't underneath us, and so it's a testament to the girls. We knew it was going to be a grind. We know Brooklyn, we know their mentality, and they fight until the very last whistle, so very proud of our girls and how they showed up today.
Well, congrats on the win. Thanks for the time, and go enjoy the celebrations. 2-1 the final score is Fort Lauderdale United get the job done against Brooklyn. 3 wins on the trot for the new league leaders as we take a look back at the very best of the 90 minutes, and this may be the best of it. Niemeki giving the goalkeeper no chance.
And a perfect start to the match for sure, setting the tone like we've seen again and again. This is a beautiful finish.
First half stoppage time, and here is your top scorer, Kira Locklear.
With that turnover and a win, driving forward and a through ball, one-on-one to the keeper, beautiful touch, and a perfect placement to the back of the net.
4th goal of the season for her. The assist, Lily Nabet, who was making just her 2nd appearance for the club. Back-to-back strong performances from the midfielder. When Locklear rounds the goalkeeper and hits the game winner in first half stoppage time. As we mentioned, an improved second half from Brooklyn, and they got paid her here off the corner.
They did. Beautiful finish here. Great header in the back of the net. And this came after 3 plays that were just intense against Fort Lauderdale, hitting crossbars, having opportunities. So it was about time they put it in the back of the net.
So Hope Wrestling gets the consolation goal, spoils Hara's would-be clean sheet. And that made it really competitive down the final stretch and improved Brooklyn in the second half, but they could not find the equalizer. Take a look there at the numbers. All 11 shots for Brooklyn came after the halftime break, including, of course, the goal late on. But in the end, Fort Lauderdale with a strong first half and just enough down the final stretch to hold off that surge from Brooklyn FC. And despite the lengthy break, 14 days off, Fort Lauderdale picking up right where they left off and now lead the table in the Gamebridge Super League. For Nikki Hames, I'm Dre Cordero. Fort Lauderdale get it done in Coney Island. It was a ride for 90 minutes. We hope you enjoyed it with us. Fort Lauderdale 2, Brooklyn 1. The final score from Brooklyn.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.